thing. I got married at my husband's house with 20 people. Now,
It's 6 in the morning. My husband and my daughter are still asleep.
Okay, you're 17 and on your birthday, boom, you're exactly an adult.
A morning in the life of a woman who got married at 18. Did anyone else grow up hearing that teenage pregnancy is bad? Okay, I'm not the only one. So lately I've been seeing some videos pop up on my For You page, and honestly, these videos are not only disturbing, it's shocking to see that in 2026, we have teenagers coming online trying to convince us that not only are they happy to be teen parents, but they're also happy to throw away every single opportunity to be an independent adult, to be married to another person, and take care of a household, because that was always their goal in life. I think Disney is crying happy tears right now, honestly. And of course, 99.9% of the time, it's not a man sitting down and saying he's so happy to throw away his life, not get an education. Instead, he'd rather stay at home and take care of his wife. No, 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 no. Remember, he has goals and dreams to chase. That is a masculine trait. Of course, it's always a girl, a young girl, or a young woman. So on this video, we will be looking at some TikToks of young women who are only about 18, 19, dare I say 20, claiming that being a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home wife was always their dream. And they're so much different from the independent, educated, and ambitious girls. I shouldn't be this loud. It's like 1 a.m. So welcome to the second channel, y'all. It's Izzy. Let's get straight into the video because it's the second channel and it's 1 a.m. So I don't have much time to waste. So this is a video of a 19-year-old claiming that she has basically no plans for anything. And she's very happy about this decision. Like, so excited, she sat down in front of the camera, put on a really nice dress, did her makeup, had on a necklace and jewelry, and she was super excited to let us know, hey y'all, I don't want an education, I don't have a job, I don't plan to do anything besides serve my husband.
I'm 19 years old, married, no degree, no 9 to 5, and I'm exactly where I want to be. Let me answer all your questions.
Let's pause right there. There is a reason why that is the hook, because she knows that any normal 19-year-old right now, any, I would hope, sensible 19-year-old right now knows that all of that stuff is kind of a bad idea. There's not much explanation needed, but let's go straight into the video.
Yes, I got engaged at 18, married at 19. I didn't go to college. I don't plan to. I don't have a degree. I don't have a job, and I'm not getting one. I love to cook for my husband. I love to host. I love to run our home. These are things I'm very passionate about.
If you are passionate about cooking, cleaning, and hosting, I suggest you become a chef. As a matter of fact, you can become a hostess. You know, at least with one of these, or, you know, one of these career paths, they're giving you money and you have a safety plan, right? You can always apply for another job. You can use the money to go to school. You can use the money to build a business. You can use the money to take care of yourself and have fun in your 20s. And also, she said she got engaged at 18 and married at 19. So I would assume she was with this person from time she was 17 and 16. Y'all, I'm pretending like I don't know where this is going, but I know where this is going, because if y'all don't follow me on TikTok, go ahead and follow me on TikTok, because I be reacting to videos like this already. I reacted to this video and everyone was like, are we okay? Is younger Gen Z losing the plot? And I'm starting to think younger Gen Z is indeed losing the plot and falling for the propaganda that's being pushed onto young women today.
I get asked about this a lot, but me and my husband dated for 6 weeks before getting engaged. And I didn't have a wedding. We opted out of the whole big wedding thing. I got married at my husband's house with 20 people. Now, personally, I think wedding culture has gotten so out of hand and people are getting married for the party.
Jesus Christ. They got engaged within 6 weeks of knowing each other. Y'all, when you get a new job, you're still on probation. They still have the ability to say, yeah, we don't like you here. Get out. Like, you're messing up. Not even a job gives you a secured position within 6 weeks of you working there. So she low-key married a stranger. But of course, when you do something that's very on brand for being 18 years old and thinking you know everything, when in reality, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Because I was 18. Actually, 18, I think I kind of know what I was doing, but I didn't also. So there's no way it can get worse than this, right?
When I was a little girl and I dreamed of my wedding day, I dreamed of being married, not being in a big gown. And I didn't do that. I got married in a dress that I picked up from Bloomingdale's the day before for $200. I got married to build a life with my husband, the man that I love, not for the party.
Is it me, or does this sound like a manic episode? I'm sorry, everything just sounds so impulsive and like so not well thought out. Married within 6 weeks. You're 18 years old. But everything that she's saying is, again, very on brand for an 18-year-old to follow through with, because you're not really thinking deeper into what you're doing. You're just doing it for the plot. You get what I'm saying? Which, getting married, I don't think that's something you should do for the plot. You know, you could get a divorce if everything goes smoothly, I hope. But this sounds like something a teenager would do. It's not the most intelligent decision. And then you got married in his house from a dress you pick up at the mall because you didn't care about the celebration. You just cared about signing a paper to say you're married to this person. In my opinion, I would like a small wedding, okay? But also getting married is not even like a big dream of mine, which is crazy because when I was a kid, getting married was like such a huge thing. But I remember like as soon as I hit, I think 17 or 18, I was like, oh, it really ain't all that. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, there was a huge switch. It was just like, I actually forgot I ever wanted to get married, if I'm being honest. Like, I only get reminded on social media that, oh, yeah, people in my age group are getting married because we're all adults. I guess that makes sense. But it's not a huge dream of mine. It's not one of my life to do lists. To me, it's like, if it happens, it happens, which is crazy. That's when I was younger. No, that was the Disney. Disney was feeding that garbage to me. But now as an adult, it's like, it is what it is. Like, I'll survive. I can live without it. I don't know. There's something suspicious about the whole arrangement and how this wedding felt rushed, engagement felt rushed, getting to know this, not even knowing the person felt rushed, and then you got married in the house, not even like in the forest or like, something cute. But as I was saying, if I was to get married, I want my wedding to be small and I want it to be somewhere like on the beach because I was raised near the beach. I grew up on an island and I want my wedding to be on a beach with the waters in the background and here in sunset because we have to get sunset pictures. And I want my wedding to be like quite small but so cute and well decorated and everything has meaning to it. That's if it happens. But to get married in a house, who sat here and said, which one of us wants to get married in a house? No one? That's what I thought. So again, red flags.
We made the decision to go on a 2-month honeymoon instead and make lifelong memories that I will savor forever. Also, yes, me and my husband do have an age gap. He is 10 years older than me. A lot of people seem to think I got married for religious reasons. That's not true. Yes, I'm religious. I'm not that religious. I chose to get married young because I wanted to. And I'm told by a lot of people that I should be young and out there and living my life. I don't know what that means. I promise you I am living my life.
I don't think I have to say anything. This means that this man is most likely 29 years old. He got engaged to an 18-year-old when he was 28 years old. Married an 18-year-old within 6 weeks of knowing her. And married her in his house. Where's her family? Where's her parents? Where's everyone? Does she have any older adults in her life? Does she have any adults in her life to say, hey, why are you marrying a 28-year-old? Why is he interested in you? Number one, he's going to be 30 next year and he married a child. He married someone who just legally became an adult while he's been an adult for 10 years. I ain't gonna make no accusations, but that is weird. It's suspicious. And I'm sorry, like, I don't understand. If you're 28 years old, you don't have nothing in common with an 18-year-old. Like, nothing. Like, there's nothing in common. Like, how do the conversations even look? She can't even drink. She cannot drink legally. I'm really just running hot right now. But every time I see things like this, I'm like, yo, these men need to be publicly shamed and called out because I don't find anything in common with the 16 or 17-year-old. So why do you, as someone who's pushing 30, how do you even get romantically involved with somebody like this? Like, y'all conversations probably can't even go that far. So brief information for the change in quality. Turns out my phone ran out of space and I had no idea. So we're now on the camera, which they can choose when to work with me. I really need to update all of my equipment because this shouldn't even be happening, y'all. Like, turns out I wasn't recording half the video. The whole situation involving the 19-year-old who's married to a man 10 years older than her, married him within 6 weeks, and decided to have no education, no job. And by the time they hit their mid-20s or early 30s, it went downhill because that's when suddenly he wants to divorce you. Suddenly, you're gaining more consciousness and gaining more, how would I say, life experience and wisdom, and you're able to see that a lot of things that you were putting up with is not normal or healthy. And that's when you start sticking up for yourself. And that's when they have a problem with it because why aren't you the innocent, naive, know nothing about the world 18-year-old I married? And then all of a sudden, you're an issue. The divorce came out of nowhere, and now you, as the person who dedicated your entire youth, most of your youth, to taking care of a household, now you're thrown out into a world where you have to start from scratch. You don't have any job experience. You don't have a degree. It's going to be hard for you to find a good paying job. You're left with 2 to 3 kids, and now you got to take care of them. And you have to start off with working minimum wage jobs because you never worked a real job in your life. For anyone, that is a super stressful situation. And that is like almost best case scenario. Some women end up stuck in these situations where the relationship becomes abusive, it becomes toxic. You feel like there's nowhere to go. You are so worn out and cortisol has absolutely destroyed your critical thinking skills to the point you don't even want to leave. You just think this is normal. You know who gets the worst end of this? The children. Women have come online, they've shared their stories, they let us know not to do that, and that is why so many young women are choosing to be independent and love not even love, and get with a man based on how he's treating you and for who he is, rather than a fantasy, rather than choosing to place a timeline on when you're getting married and marrying anyone who you have the most feelings for. You get what I'm saying? Like, women actually have standards. It's almost as if we don't need a man to survive anymore, because we don't. Because we have such great opportunities, and we have more opportunities than most women generations ago. And that is honestly a blessing. I made a TikTok saying that in every lifetime I will choose to be a modern woman, and I am standing 10 toes down on that. In every lifetime I will choose to be a modern woman. Like, it's sweet over here. It is sweet. And what? Like, what? You mean tell me I can do what I want? I am doing what I want with no man's input, without worrying if he's not gonna pay for my pedicure because he's angry at me? I want this car, but he's the one making all the money, and he's like, no, we're getting this car because I'm making all the money. Like, yes, we can have a conversation, sweetie. Your opinion matters, but to a certain extent, because I get the final say. That's being a child in an adult situation, an adult relationship. Okay, let's watch the other TikTok, because I am ranting.
Our generation is infantilizing adults.
This TikTok is actually quite hilarious to me, because this 19-year-old got married at 18, had her baby at 19, and she's sitting on TikTok and telling us, trying to convince us that we are infantilizing 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds. In fact, they are infantilizing themselves because of these reasons, apparently.
I am 19 years old. I got married a week after I turned 18, and I had my baby on my 19th birthday. When I first started making TikTok content, and even now, one of the most common things is I'm a child raising a child. Me and my husband are just kids playing house. Another thing that I've been seeing is I've seen people around my age infantilizing themselves.
Oh, whoever said that, they right. She is a child raising a child. Even in the way she speaks, it's very much still giving child. You get what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't sound, I'm not gonna say uneducated, because I don't know how educated she is, if I'm being honest, and I sound like that sometimes, okay? I'm not feeling the wisdom coming from her. Like, I wouldn't take life advice. Obviously, I don't think no one should take life advice from a 19-year-old, or even a 23-year-old, because I'm 23. I don't think anyone should take life advice from me unless you're also a 23-year-old. I do have good advice sometimes, but other times I be doing what I want. It's a pickup and okay, let's watch the video. Yeah, she is a child raising a child, because you're 19, you're a teenager raising a baby. You just entered adulthood. You're new here. Like, why are you trying to raise another human being and you don't even know yourself?
Me and my husband are just kids playing house. Another thing that I've been seeing is I've seen people around my age infantilizing themselves. Like, I'm 18 and I can't even cook for myself. That's not good. I'm 18.
I find it funny how she did the pause at that's not good. It's not the end of the world if an 18-year-old doesn't know how to cook. Is it a good thing? No. I'm gonna say this. No, it's not a good thing if you don't know how to at least make some noodles or boil an egg at 18 years old. Like, you have to at least be at the point where you're starting to build onto those things. You get what I'm saying? But I don't expect an 18-year-old to be able to cook gourmet meals at 18 years old. It's a good life skill. It's a life skill that everyone should have, man and woman. Hello. It's really not the end of the world. I would expect an 18-year-old to be like, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to this. But you should be learning. Would I say that's infantilizing yourself? No, I just think that's someone who's new to adulthood and they haven't really take the time to learn these skills. Like, y'all do realize there's 30-year-olds who don't know how to cook, right? But they work. So you know what they do? They buy food every other day. And there's meal prep companies. You know, we exist in a day and an age where you really don't need to know how to cook for real. But I think it's important. Personally, I would think it's important that people in that age group should know how to cook. But again, is it infantilizing yourself? Not knowing how to cook? I don't think that's infantilizing yourself. Like, when I hear the word infantilize, I think of an adult attempting to make themselves appear like a child, right? But simply not knowing how to cook doesn't mean someone's okay, I think I'm honing in too much on this, not know how to cook. But yes, these are basic life skills that every adult should have. But at 18 and 19 years old, I would expect that you either don't know how to do it or you're just learning how to do it. And that's normal. I think that's actually quite relatable.
And I'm not an adult yet, or I'm 18, I don't know how to do this, or this and this and this, and I'm just gonna say it, you should know how to do that. People try and use this, sounds like they don't want to have the same responsibility as an adult. The age of adulthood starts at 18 for a reason. You aren't going from, okay, you're 17 and on your birthday, boom, you're exactly an adult.
Is it me or she literally sounds like a child? Like, have y'all ever had a conversation with somebody really young? And it's like they're still trying to grasp onto like what they're doing or like this whole life thing. And like they try to give you advice and you're like, well, yeah, everyone knows that. But to them, it's like the most mind-blowing thing. You guys get what I'm saying? But anyways, like, she's literally a child. She's like only 19. She's a teenager and she sounds like a teenager.
Throughout your whole teenage life, you should be learning life skills and be competent by the time you are 18.
No, that's absolutely false. I don't think there should be an age limit to when someone should know these basic life skills. Ideally, Yes, some people should know how to like do the basics in cooking and cleaning and being able to take care of yourself. But for a lot of people, that's not going to be the case because number one, if your parents weren't good at it, who are like adult pro max, you're probably not going to be good at it. Or two, you just ain't paying attention as a child, okay? Or three, you could have been neglected. It happens, it happens. There's some people who are neglected, okay? And four, everyone learns at their own pace. Some people have parents who are willing to support them up until the point they are 18 and 19, to the point where that person don't feel like they need to do those things. Is that normal? No. Is it okay? Not really. You know, to be on top of their game at 18 and 19 years old, also no, you're just touching adulthood and you're just realizing the importance of having these life skills. Some people don't realize it till 21. And some people simply don't care to pick up cooking. They pay someone to do that. They buy those things. More aspects of adulthood start to leak into your life because that's when you realize, okay, I need this job, but I don't want to cook. I need to plan my finances accordingly. So now I need to learn how to budget. So now I need to learn financial literacy. That is adulting. That is like finding a way to fend for yourself. But those basic life skills, in my opinion, I don't think that's enough to like determine whether or not you're infantilizing yourself. You get what I'm saying? Again, she has some points, but these are like really basic things and it varies from person to person. I don't think we should place a huge pressure on 18 and 19-year-olds be adult pro max when they're literally baby adults.
You should know how to cook. You should know how to clean. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I know everything. Some people say you're not an adult until you're 25. What? How are you saying that? There's been a few people that have made YouTube videos about me.
Why is she so shocked? There's a reason why a lot of people still say you're not an adult until you're 25. It's because your frontal lobe isn't even fully developed by the time you're 25, number one. Where your frontal lobe is at 18 years old compared to 25 is going to be like, you know, really different. You're going to have more wisdom and you're going to be smarter. Not in terms of intelligence, but in terms of making decisions. You're able to make better decisions and that's why everyone's like, yeah, you don't even really feel like an adult until you're 25 or 30. I've heard a lot of people say at 30, you feel like you're an adult for real. Yeah, she seems so shocked as if I ain't waiting that long to realize that actually, yeah, I am better at making decisions at 25. So let's get back into this.
And saying that I wasn't responsible enough to be a mom or wife or that I shouldn't be having any of this. It has set lower expectations on young adults and I think that's a problem.
You think that's a problem? I'm not even trying to be mean, right? We are hearing a 19-year-old who got married at 18 years old, had a kid at 19 years old, and is currently dedicating her very early years to being a mother. And she's saying that 18 and 19-year-olds not knowing how to cook and clean is a problem? Did she skip a chapter in history? Like, don't you know that she was the norm at a certain point and there were major problems because of that? You should be in college. You should be making friends. You should be learning about yourself. You should be unpacking your childhood. You should be at a park, I don't know, enjoying your freedom. But instead, she's on TikTok saying that it's going to be a problem that 18 and 19-year-olds don't know how to cook. Mind you, she just graduated high school. And I don't expect 18 and 19-year-olds to be on top of their game. It's like I can see her point, but wrong messenger in the fact that she's using herself as an example of like what a responsible 18-year-old is supposed to be like is absolutely absurd because I think this is actually super irresponsible. Like bringing a kid into this world before you even know about yourself, in my opinion, is a bad idea. You're setting yourself up for a very difficult time. You're also going to set that child up for a very difficult time because you're going to be learning about yourself while also learning how to take care of another person. I didn't realize how impatient I was until like just recently, okay? I realized I'm kind of impatient. Some things require patience and I realized I lack patience. I don't want to bring a kid into that situation, okay? I'm only just processing my childhood as an adult. And I'm just realizing, oh my gosh, everything that you went through from the moment you were placed on this earth absolutely does determine the type of person you become and how you deal with things and how you cope with things and like what you're genetically predisposed to and like viewing your parents as people rather than just your parents and, you know, these giant adults you idolize. All of that stuff takes time for you to unpack and like what you do with this information matters. Yeah, I don't think it's responsible for any 19 or 18-year-old to have a kid and get married because you don't know who you are. You literally just started adulthood and that's the time you're supposed to figure out who you are, what you're doing. And I think it's a terrible idea to bring a child into that. This is like kind of wrong, right messages, but absolutely terrible messenger. And it's sad because she's a kid. Like, again, this is like very on brand for 18 and 19-year-olds. They think they know everything. They think they have the world figured out. And then they come on the internet saying things like this and thinking it's groundbreaking when you're just describing a regular teenager. You're a teen mom. I don't have to say more about that.
People are now afraid to handle finances, make phone calls, scheduling appointments. You always see these women be like taking my mom to the hospital and letting her answer the questions for me. I know some people have social anxiety, but to set that as a standard for young adults is ridiculous.
That's not a standard. Oh my gosh. It gets to a point where we're listening to this is sad, like, because she doesn't know what she's talking about. I wish I still could have taken my mom with me to doctor's appointments and hospital appointments and all of that stuff. I say hospital. I wish I could have still taken my parents with me to doctor's appointments because it is anxiety inducing. It is like, it could be scary hearing certain things, but my parents live thousands of miles away. But that's a sign that someone has a really good support system. And hell, I take my sister with me to appointments if I have to. You just need a little support. Just because you're able to do it yourself doesn't mean you're an adult. Being an adult is more than just cooking and cleaning. It's about figuring life out, building a support system, and finding out more about yourself and gaining wisdom. That's what it means to be an adult. Doing these things, it sounds like she's describing things that she absolutely has to do because she chose to like become a parent and get married and handle these things. That's not what it means to be an adult. Being an adult isn't just about the materials. It's also about, in my opinion, it has a lot to do with your emotional development. I can see her point. Like at some point you have to be independent, but someone taking their mom with them to their doctor's appointment is not going to be the end of the world. I think it's actually great that people can rely on their parents, have their parents support them in a situation as simple as going to the doctor's office and being comfortable enough to take your parents with you to the doctor's office, because y'all know when they pop that question talking about, are you sexually active? So when was the last period? Is it possible that you might be pregnant? Do you take drugs? Hell yeah, if my parents was cool enough to sit down in the doctor's office with me and hear these questions and I answer it truthfully to my doctor, I would bring them with me all the time. But again, they're thousands of miles away, so it still ain't happening. But y'all get what I'm saying, right? Like, that doesn't mean someone's infantilizing themselves. It just means they have a great relationship with their parents. The real question is, can you put up with hearing a toddler scream for 30 minutes after you just had a long day at work? That's when you're gonna find out if you're an adult or not. That's when you're gonna find out if you really got the patience. Can you really deal with your child eating an eraser and not tweaking out because that's their third time doing it? Can you deal with your cat tearing up a plastic bag and making a crinkly noise? When you have 10 assignments due within 3 days and you got a job to clock into, you still gotta pay your rent and you ain't eat this morning. Can you deal with those things? Yeah.
People saying I'm just a kid or I'm just a girl, I think is also problematic. This generation is fleeing accountability. Society often tells 18 to 25-year-olds who can vote, join the military, sign contracts, take on debt, live on their own, get married, list goes on.
She listened to things she did, by the way. Because that's Adult Pro Max. You can't even drink alcohol. Okay, Adult Pro Max. Okay, I think I'm quite done with this video. Another thing, y'all, she's also super religious, so that explains a lot. Lily thinks she's an Adult Pro Max because she dresses up in quote-unquote milkmaid childlike dresses. The irony, right? She dresses which looks like children's clothes, and I find the dress is cute in my opinion, but this is most of her clothing. She gets to stay at home and be a chef, and also be a housekeeper, and also a babysitter. Well, her baby, and take care of a baby, and she thinks that's what it means to be an adult. I already said women of our time have said not to do this because it's not the smartest decision. It's a lot of stress. I think adult pro maxes should be having children, not people who think this is what it means to be an adult and who think they know everything, and people with no sort of life experience. I don't think you should be having children. I stand 10 toes down on that. I would not encourage any 18-year-old or 19-year-old to sit down and say, hey, I'm gonna have a kid because I can. No, you're making a very stupid decision. The only person who's going to suffer is not only you, but that child, because you don't know who you are. I highly doubt you're gonna be the best parent or a great parent. Not that everyone is automatically gonna be a great parent as soon as they hit 30. No, but by default, at 18, 19 years old, I'm going to assume you're going to make the wildest mistakes and have the wildest crash outs because you're literally just touching adulthood and you have not much experience or wisdom. So yeah, is that wild to say? Like, is that a hot take? Like, if I see an 18 or 19-year-old parent, I'd be like, I know you going through it. And I know there are people who tried their hardest, like they're doing their all to make sure their child has a great life, right? Just don't think it's ideal. I wouldn't encourage anyone to do it, like, at all.
It's 6 in the morning. My husband and my daughter are still asleep. So let's make them breakfast.
Cook breakfast with me as a 16-year-old wife with a 10-month-old and 34 weeks pregnant. Lord, CPS. This child looks absolutely drained in this video. Husband? I don't think I'm gonna watch this video for long. Shouldn't this child be in school? Why is she at home pregnant with the second child and married? This is so concerning. Like, things like this, I feel like the authorities need to be involved. Because, like, husband and married? The way she's using the spatula, it looks like she doesn't even know how to properly use this. Looks like she just learned how to stand in front of a stove and cook. Y'all, this is so. Where are her parents? No, actually, no, like, genuinely speaking, where are her parents? Even if she is 16, pregnant, and pregnant on her second child, I don't think she should be living on her own with another man who she's calling her husband. I feel like in cases like this, in my opinion, I think parents should be involved and helped in the caretaking process. I don't know how it's possible to get pregnant. Okay, I know how it's possible to get pregnant for the second time on accident, but there has to be some sort of adult intervention. I know in some states the age of consent is 16 years old, but the first baby had to be made at 15. So again, who's signing off on this? She would need consent to have sex at 15. It gets to a point, y'all, like, this is actually super sad. No, I'm not even going to say anything about her, because this is literally a child. It looks like she has little support, because why is she waking up early in the morning to cook breakfast for her husband while being pregnant? She's pregnant. Whether or not she's 16, 30, I don't care. She's pregnant and she's having to wake up early to cook. I don't even do that pregnant. And I'm not pregnant. But I don't even do that as an unpregnant person, okay? I did some clown stuff in the past, but listen to me. There has to be an adult. Is she not in school? In this case, her parents should be waking up and making her breakfast, even if she's pregnant. Pregnancy is already hard as it is. But imagine being 16 and pregnant. Your body isn't even fully developed yet, let alone your brain. And she's taking care of a man or probably another kid. I don't know what the situation is. In her profile picture, it looks like he looks to be just as young as her. Why are two of these kids playing Barbie doll land in their house? Where are their parents? In my opinion, I feel like this is another form of neglect, because parents should absolutely be involved. As a parent, I would say, hey, if you're gonna make this decision, you have to stay in my house and I'm gonna watch my grandkids, because you're just a kid. You don't know what you're doing. She's literally just a kid. And then for the final video we'll be reacting to, this is an 18-year-old wife, stay-at-home mom. Okay, I found this TikTok to be very funny, just from the caption. It says, a morning in the life of a woman who got married at 18, had his baby without college degree, no job, and relies on a man to support her. Ooh, open the windows. Okay. Okay. Clean up the drying rack. Oh, wow. So exciting. Take out eggs. Okay. Make breakfast. Wow. So exciting. Okay. Add some milk. Oh, period. Wow. This is groundbreaking. This looks fun to do every single day. Okay. Make coffee. Okay. Breakfast. This is super exciting. Pinterest. Oh, a child. That was the day you made coffee, ate breakfast, and scroll on your iPad, and then boom, the child just appeared in the corner. Okay, y'all, I want y'all to take into consideration, as someone who films content, right? I make YouTube videos and I post TikTok. I know what it takes to get all the angles. I know what it takes to pick up the camera and make sure that camera is still recording, number one, it's fully charged, and make it look as appealing as I can so people can watch a video. I know what it takes, okay? And let me tell y'all, it's not as easy as it seems. Y'all get the final product. Mind y'all, my phone died while recording this. Low-key, I spent like almost 3 hours preparing just to sit down and film this one video and set up the camera, the lights. My mic had died, so I had to charge it. Laptop had died, so I had to charge it because I used that to do my work. And then my phone had died, so I had to charge it. And now my camera. Okay, y'all see what I'm saying, right? There's a lot more work than a lot of people realize when it comes to filming content, planning content, and doing all these things. I'm saying all of this to say that she is working. And all of these women we just watched, all of these young women, young girls we just watched, they are working, okay? For every moment she moved to the kitchen, film her coffee, her breakfast, and all that stuff, she had to set up the camera to make sure she was getting the angles, right? And now Abby claims she is 18-year-old, or no, she got married at 18, had his baby, you know, because totally that baby belongs to him. She took no part in making that baby. She didn't even carry the baby, okay? Like, the baby wasn't carried in her body, in her uterus for 9 months. It's his baby, because he's that important that only the baby, that only his pronouns are used to claim the baby. Nothing to do with her. She's not even a real person. And she relies on this man to support her so much. Why is there a TikTok account with her Gmail in the bio? If I rely on someone a lot, if I am absolutely confident that this person is going to fund fund all my bills. Why do you have an email in your bio? Are you looking for brand deals, Abby? You should be relying on your husband. Are you looking for some money, Abby? You waiting on a brand to reach out to you to say, hey, make this video for us and we'll pay you some money, Abby. That's not relying on your husband. You know what that means? That means you are a content creator, which means you are a working woman. Yes, you work from home. Yes. So not only are you a stay-at-home mom and a stay-at-home wife, but you're a stay-at-home worker. Sue me, y'all. Every single one of these girls you just watched are stay-at-home workers. All of them. The first one who claimed she has no job, no degree, her job is social media. She has like 70,000 followers. Her job is social media. She's working. She makes money off of her posts. Okay, I'm telling you, all of these girls are modern working women. If you weren't a modern working woman, you would not be on TikTok making 1 minute long videos and getting paid from these videos and also trying to get brand deals like Abby is doing. But Abby claims she relies on her godly masculine man to provide for her, but she's on TikTok trying to make money from us. Don't y'all find that crazy? They're absolutely all modern women, and thank God for feminism, which allows them to get on TikTok and get paid. Not only that, y'all, she has an LTK, which if y'all don't know, it's like a website where you can link all of your clothes, you can link where you get stuff, and if people purchase through your links, you'll make money from that. So I don't think Abby's relying on her husband like she's trying to sell us. I think Abby is a working modern woman who's trying to make her own money so she can have some sort of financial freedom or help her with her family. That's what I think is going on, y'all. I'm saying this to say, y'all do not fall for these lies. Do not fall for the scam, the fantasy that these young girls and young women, except for the 16-year-old, I genuinely think that's a CPS case that should get solved. Just saying, like I'm really concerned for her. She's a child. But all of these other girls, they're sitting on TikTok trying to convince us that they're not like modern women. They're not independent. They don't need to be independent. They're relying on their husband. They're being a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife. They're adult pro max, right? They're going against the grain, yet they're on TikTok trying to make money. You are a modern woman. You are a working woman. You're a content creator. Dangerous lifestyle that I don't think any 18-year-old girl should even pay attention to. Do not pay attention to them. I think they're trying to like brainwash 19-year-olds into making them think that this is normal. It's not normal to get married at 18 and 19 years old. It's not smart to get married at 18, 19 years old. It's not smart to have a kid at 18 and 19 years old. All you're doing is trying to encourage teen pregnancy, make young women think that it is okay to make such terrible decisions when in reality, you should be trying to get an education. You should be trying to work your first job. You should be trying to make friends. You should be trying to learn about yourself. You should be out there having fun because you're still super young and you don't really know what you're doing. You know what the best part is? That's how wisdom happens, okay? You gain wisdom through living your life and not making these huge, crazy decisions. Oh, no. That can actually stunt your mental growth, which, surprise. No, did y'all know that? That can stunt your mental growth and leave you in a childlike state as trauma. This new wave of teenagers trying to encourage young women in particularly, it's always young women that's being the target of these situations. These young girls are trying to encourage other young girls to give away their freedom and give away their independence to end up in a situation that can turn dangerous very quickly. These relationships usually turn out to be abusive. You end up being left for basically for dead by the time you hit your mid-20s or 30s. And in the end, you lose everything. You gain nothing. Listen to me. As an 18 and 19-year-old, you gain nothing from getting married and throwing away your education and throwing away your work experience to stay at home and be a mom or be a wife. You gain nothing. Tell me, what do you gain from doing that? Nothing, okay? You gain nothing from doing those things. Absolutely nothing. In fact, the only person who gains in this situation is your husband. And that's why I'm sitting here and ranting and trying to tell y'all, do not encourage this content. Don't listen to them. Report these videos if you can. And another thing, they're selling you a dream because they're on TikTok trying to make money and trying to make sure they have something for themselves because even they know what they're saying is absolute bull. They know you need money to survive, and relying on their 18 or 19-year-old's salary, their boyfriend who probably works a minimum wage jobs or work 3 jobs, stressing out his poor body to give into this unrealistic, especially in our economy, unrealistic masculine role. They know that it's all BS, okay? Except for the one who married the guy who's 10 years older than her. I think she's low-key a victim, but whoa, some people need to be more involved with their kids' lives. No, actually, that's super sad. But yes, you guys, with that, I'm going to close off this video with a lady who got on TikTok to let us know she's been a stay-at-home mom for years, and out of the blue, her husband decided to divorce her. She don't have a job, she don't have a degree, she didn't have her own credit card, so she has 0 credit. And she was relying 100% on him, and she's one of a million women who have told us the same thing.
So y'all want to know the scariest thing, and it's happening to me now, is being a female, married. I'm 37. I have 2 kids. They're 5 and 7, and I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past 10 plus years. I have no income. I have no money. I use my husband's credit card and I use my husband's money. And 2 weeks ago, he told me that he wants to move forward with divorce. And today I literally I use an American Express credit card for everything. It's got my name on it, but obviously he pays the bill. He told me he's gonna cut it off, and I gotta move all the automatic payments and stop using it. And he said, you need to start using your own card now. What card? I don't have a card. That is my card. Terrifying. I mean, I feel like a little girl who needs their mommy because I don't know how to take care of myself. I don't, it's just terrifying. Terrifying.
So if you're a 19-year-old or 18-year-old or someone who's like 16 or 15 who's looking to get married at 18 and 19 because you're so excited, and of course you're a young woman because they don't encourage young men to do this unless you're in the church. But 90% of the time, they do not encourage young men to do this. That is not something being pushed onto young men. Young men aren't being encouraged to not get a degree or get a job. Okay? Getting a degree and getting a job ensures your freedom. It ensures you are set. It ensures that you can walk away from most situations if you have to. Don't let nobody like Ava tell you that they're happy where they're at. If she was happy where she was at, she would have never come on TikTok to tell us that. And she would have never come on TikTok to gain 70,000 followers and make money. She's not happy. She needs money. So you go get your money too, just like all of these teen moms are doing. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Let me know what y'all think. Hype this video. Go follow me on TikTok. Go follow me on Instagram. And write your think pieces in the comments. I'm here. I'm listening. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to hit 1K on the second channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'm going to be reacting to more videos on this account. This is what this channel was made for, just for me to raw react. There it is.